I'm pretty sure it's no secret by now that I was not a fan of Resident Evil Revelations. While the rant itself is gone, I believe most of my points still stand. Revelations 1, despite being an upscaled 3DS game, which is pretty impressive in its own right, was very disappointing for me. I didn't like the gameplay. I certainly didn't like the chapters, the way it would pull you out of the experience with Jill, which was honestly pretty good, and throw you into the experience with other characters like, the what was Jill's partner's name? I don't remember, but it would throw you into situations with Chris, the two dudes, Grinder and Jackass, and then there was that one mission, of course, where you were shooting hunters as Jill's current partner. I just can't remember his name. I did not like Revelations 1. So you're probably wondering, well, what do you think about Revelations 2? To be perfectly honest, Revelations 2 is really fucking good. I enjoyed this game so thoroughly that I've replayed it on multiple modes. I've, worked on getting all kinds of little trophies in it, and I've dicked around in it quite a bit. It's just a very enjoyable game. The thing that bothered me with Resident Evil Revelations has been nullified a little bit here. Yes, you're still swapping between different characters and different experiences, but now it's based on a chapter situation. Like, I know that I'm going to play as Claire Redfield and Moira Burton, and then later I'm going to play as Barry Burton and Natalia. I know that I'm going to spend time with each of these characters, and I understand that the only time I'm yanked away from them is at a chapter end, which I like a lot better than what was in Revelations 1. Most of the time in Revelations 1, I never knew when I was going to be pulled out of the experience with Jill and thrown into another experience with some other character. It was jarring, it broke tension, and it really killed the game for me. However, now I can enjoy playing as each of these characters, and I can have significantly more fun in the experience. When I'm playing as Claire, I just started a chapter, I'm not worried about whether or not me going through a door or picking up an item is going to suddenly yank me out of her experience and throw me into someone else's. I know that while I'm playing as Claire, I'm playing as Claire, and I'm not going to leave her side until I get to another chapter. That problem has been taken care of. In terms of gameplay, which I'm playing on, I think normal? I think I'm playing on normal. And because my weapons are super OP now, because I've replayed this so much, everything goes down relatively easy. But in terms of gameplay now, it's really good and responsive. One of my issues with Revelations 1 was just how clunky it was. And again, that is because it was, at the end of the day, an upscaled 3DS game. So it would have those issues. However, now I don't have these issues because it runs good, it's smooth, the gameplay is almost pitch perfect. I have a lot of fun playing it. I have a multitude of weapons too. That's one thing, Revelations 1, you had quite a few weapons, but I never knew what weapon I would have for what scenario because I never knew if I was going to stay in control of Jill Valentine or not. And it was quite jarring. However, now I can enjoy the experience a lot more, and again, the shooting is just spot on. Everything feels really good to shoot. The enemies in this game are, very vicious and will kick your ass, but yeah, the gameplay is just a lot better. One thing I really like, though, is this right here. Being able to swap at any time between characters in order to explore the environment is a lot of fun. I like that they, instead of keeping the system they had in Revelations 1 where you would use the Genesis device, which I won't lie, I liked the Genesis device. I like going around the environment and hunting for goodies. It's fun. But, the Genesis device, doesn't make a return here. Instead, now, you have a secondary character that can spot out these hidden items. And I didn't mean for her to pick up those shotgun shells. You give those to Claire. I like being able to swap between either character at any given time because it reminds me of Resident Evil 0, which Resident Evil 0 is a pretty fantastic game. If you haven't played it yet, it is available for the Origins collection. I recommend playing it. But being able to swap out between them does offer a good dichotomy to gameplay. If you were playing co-op, obviously one character would be for offense and the other character would be for support. However, with this game, I can't pick that up because my inventory's full. However, with this game, switching between the two of them offers different gameplay styles and allows for a lot more interesting and diverse gameplay experience, in my opinion. because Moira doesn't have a gun. She doesn't use a gun. Natalia doesn't use a gun either. Both of them are support characters. They're there to help the main protagonist who does use guns. And I think that that's very interesting, having these support characters. I didn't want the artificial eye. Put that back. Having these support characters helps a lot. Because, you know, honestly, you know, the one thing that I think is really important is having a lot more inventory space. Because, like, what you're seeing right now is actually upgraded. You can upgrade your inventory space. And being able to carry all the shit you're going to need to fight some of these monsters is important. And I'm hearing monsters. Hello! That's a big one. I like the added inventory space, but I also like, you know, I like that one character, like Claire, who is my offensive character, she has all the ammo, she has, of course, the guns, and she has all the big throwable, you know, explosives. On the other hand, Moira and Natalia, you know, their support characters, they are always carrying green herbs. If you look in the bottom right-hand corner, you'll notice I have two, explosive bottles that can be thrown. Wait, come back up. I have, of course, my shotgun, my shells, and I have a whopping four herbs for first aid. If I swap over to Moira, I have 12. I used to have about 24, but, you know, I played through on a slightly harder difficulty. Ooh, let me show you this real quick. Oh, shit. I gotta get her to drop something. Drop that. Give me that. I like this too. Being able to do this. That's also fun. I find that very entertaining. I like dicking around with stuff. I like finding hidden objects. I like, you know, all this collectible stuff is fun for me. It's enjoyable. And I don't quite remember what I'm doing with this puzzle right now. Oh yeah, that's right. I found the key. I come down here. I'm sorry. It's been a while since I played. But you know, let's talk real quick about the story. Of course, Claire and Moira are kidnapped at the beginning of this game and sent to an island, and the island has a bunch of fucked up experiments, and of course there is another evil person in charge of all this. But you know, this time around, it's interesting because you've got Claire from Resident Evil 2, and you have Barry Burton from Resident Evil 1. You know, he hasn't been, I think, legitly in a game in a long time. This is something interesting. Claire can't see this stuff, but Moira can with her flashlight, and it shows you a safe way to walk around these lasers without getting, you know, pumped full of holes. I haven't seen Barry in one of these games legit in a long time, and it was just such a joy to see him return. Barry is, of course, a fan-favorite character. He's a family man. He is a very strong-willed character, very compassionate. And it was just really fun to see him come back. Even though Moira herself is a little bit of a dick, I can't... Oh, son of a bitch. Is my inventory still full? Yes, it is. You know what? I don't want you. Even though Moira herself is a little bit of a dick, and I use that term loosely because she's a woman, it's nice to see Barry come all this way for his daughter. It's a really heartfelt thing in this game to see. But, you know, Moira and Claire are basically kidnapped, and when you're playing as these two characters, your scenario is different from Barry's because you're technically in the past, or the present, or Barry's in the future, whatever. The gameplay styles between these characters take place 6 months apart. So whenever you stop playing as Claire and Moira and go to Barry and Natalia, it's 6 months in the future. And I thought that was a really interesting thing, because of course at the beginning, you know, these enemies are all fleshy and gooey and gross. And then later, when you get to the parts where you're playing as Barry, they're a little bit dried up and they're still gross, but still. I thought it was a really interesting thing that they did with the gameplay. And you know, the story's actually really good. There are some characters that show up that you don't expect, and there's twists and turns. And hey, you know, wonder of wonders, there's actually an alternate ending. If you fuck up, you'll get a bad ending, which I didn't get the first time I played. I got the regular ending. I hope that you all get the good ending the first time, because the bad ending's a little bit of a downer. But yeah, the game is it's really good. It's really entertaining. I have enjoyed it thoroughly. The gameplay is spot on. The gunplay is spot on. I like the characters. I understand that some people are disappointed with what they did to Claire's face. I think she looks okay. She's older. She's going to look different. That's a given in any game. I don't like characters to not age. It's kind of stupid to me. But I really enjoyed this one. It's available on Xbox One and PS4 and I believe PC, and it is definitely worth playing. Get out of my way, Moira. It's definitely worth playing. I think it is a far superior game to the first Revelations, and honestly, I'd like to see them do more with this spin-off franchise. I think it would be cool to see Revelations 3 at some point. But I just wanted to give my thoughts on this game. I honestly don't. I don't know how many of you out there have tried it. I don't know how many of you out there like it, but I enjoy it thoroughly. I find it to be very entertaining, and I hope that maybe this video will convince you to check it out. The gameplay is really good. I haven't even mentioned the weapons customization, but the weapons customization from Resident Evil Revelations 1 is back, and it's still great. So I hope that you go and check out this game at some point. I hope that you find as much enjoyment in it as I did. And I thank you for watching. Do take care, and I will eventually get around to doing some more stuff. Oh, I'm still here. I'm just waiting for the thing to stop recording. I want to get that full 15. So I'm going to keep playing until it stops. Let me show you how fast my knife skills are. That's upgraded. Initially that shit is slow, but that's upgraded knife right there. Kind of boring when I'm not talking. I enjoy this game. Go buy it. You go buy it, yes? Yes, you go buy it. Go buy the game. The game is fun. The game is good. It plays very nicely. And it is it's very interesting. I don't know what I'm talking about that. Fuck that talk.
Something's coming.
Yes, something's coming. I'm gonna fuck it shit up too. Hey neighbor. Bye, neighbor. That was a mini-boss. He's fucking dead. I don't know how much time is left to talk, and I don't want to be in the middle of a point when the video stops recording, but yeah, this is something else you can do. It's fun. It doesn't make you start all over. This is what I was talking about with support characters. I don't think her face looks that bad. Her voice is certainly bad, though. That's no lie.
Wait. Okay.
I've played it so much, I know what the hell I'm doing.
Follow me. Yeah, right.
I honestly thought I would talk a little more than this. How long does that record for? 15 minutes, right? I can't count too good, so I'm not exactly sure. But I hope you're enjoying the footage. It's not like a big shooter fest like the other ones are. It does have shooting, but there's puzzles and there's creepy environments. It's a lot of fun.